Right, so just again, so, right, to do this one, basically, there are two ways to get your core competencies done. So initially, when they haven't got the skills to do anything, you're just going to have to tell them all three elements. So in other words, an example would be, I've turned right, cut the corner, in other words, I've steered too early on the wrong side of the road, and that's the fault. So you identify it by saying, oh Mark, you've just gone on the wrong side of the road there when you turned right. The dangers of doing that are, there could have been a car coming the other way, and you could have gone smashed straight into them, and we could have had an accident. So what I need you to do is stop that happening by using the reference point that we talked about in our previous lessons, which is to let the top of your mirror touch the centre line and then steer around it that way. And you'll always be on the correct position then for the turns on a right turn. Job done. So that's the nice easy one. But the more important way of doing it for the test is to let the person self-analyse it. So what I mean by that is that when you get the same fault again, you still have to say what you see. You can't just say, oh, did you know what you did wrong there? You've got to start basically saying to them, right, okay, oh, I noticed you steered onto the wrong side of the road there when you turned right. Why did you do it? And hopefully they'll come out with some sort of answer that makes sense. And it could be just as simple as, oh, I'm sorry, I just didn't realise. I just steered because I just thought that was easier for me. Then the next stage is, once you've heard it, is to work out if there's a response that's needed by a positive sign, or more likely, nah, that's not working. So you have to go down the danger route, the actual analysis. So you'll say to them, yeah, but what's the dangers or what's the problems of going onto the wrong side of the road when you turn right? Hopefully, again, they'll come up with an answer. They'll go, oh yeah, I'm on the wrong side of the road, I could be hit by a car coming. If they didn't give you that answer, you've got to paint a picture. So they'll say, oh, there isn't any danger. As far as I'm concerned, my dad does that all the time. What you then could say, but what if, using the W's or the how, and say, what if a car had been coming at the same time out of that junction? And they'll go, oh, yeah, I'd have gone straight into him, wouldn't I? So now you've had to help him get to the same spot. Once all that's done, though, the final bit now is just to put that actual remedy in place. So it's just a case of, so next time we turn right, how are you going to do it differently? And hopefully they'll say, oh yeah, I remember when you did those lessons with me, I've got to use the reference point to turn around the line. If again they say, I don't know, you've got to say, well, do you remember the reference point that we used on the early lessons? And if they still say no, you'll have to then just tell them. So your levels of instruction go up. So you might say, well, what I'd like you to do is wait until that reference point on the top of your mirror, and when it touches the line, steer around it. Let's see if it works for you. So there's lots of different ways you could do the job, but hopefully you're always encouraging them to do it. Yeah, so the same as when you wanted me to do that fault of the turning the road and I was doing the shuffle stuff, and I was working really hard. Yeah, if we do the first version, it'd be like, Mark, you're steering really quickly and you're making hard work of that actual turn. If you do that, there's more chance that you'll actually lose control of the car if you'll hit a pothole, and we could end up having an accident somehow. And so what I'd like you to do is, using the pull-push method, is put your hand at the top and your hand lower, so there's a bigger gap between the two, and then when you work your hands together, you'll find you probably only have to turn it 2 or 3 times to get it to full lock. Whereas what you're doing is going to take a long time and make hard work, potentially for safety reasons. If you did it the other version, you'd say to them, look, Mark, is there a reason you're shuffling your hands so quickly and working like that? And they're going, yeah, I saw my dad do that. And I say, when he started, he told me this easy way to get your hands together and work it. And I say, but how does that make you feel when you're doing it? Oh, a bit weird. And I say, what could happen if you hit a pothole? Do you think you'd have control? Oh, no, I don't. Okay, so why do you think that's the best way to do the actual turning of a wheel then? No, I've never seen you do that. So which way did I do it? Oh, you used that big thing. What did you call it? Pull and push, you said, didn't you? Yeah. Do you know how to do that? Yeah, I do. So do you want to have a go? Yes, I think I would now you've told me all about it. Or whatever it takes. There you go.